Hi everyone, my name is Vache from recordingstudio9.com, and today I want to present you a new equipment that I just purchased and want to share opening it and setting it up, and hopefully I'll be able to do a lot more recording with them, much more I guess better quality and flexibility as well, I guess, at the same time equipment that matches the software that I use. So I have just today purchased the PreSonus AudioBox 1818VSL rack mountable unit at a great price. So I thought what a better time to upgrade, especially when specials are on and doing good deals. So basically, looking at the unit, it's a USB unit. There we go. It comes with the CD as well as, what's this one? Registration, I guess. I'm already a PreSonus member, so may not need to do that. I also get Studio One Artist, so that's another copy that I have. I already use PreSonus Studio One version 2 Professional, so it's like the top of the range thing, but this is something I guess maybe one of my sons can use. So it's handy to have. Obviously manual in there as well, and the receipt and the warranty. The guy at the music shop was very helpful in making me this decision, because I was actually trying to find which is the best one for me. I was struggling to decide whether I should use Focusrite Sapphire 40, which is an 8-channel Firewire interface, or the Focusrite Scarlett 18i20, which is again 8 input microphone input and a USB version of it, or the PreSonus one. But I guess since I use PreSonus software, he said, you know, quality wise they're pretty much the same, except it would be much better integration, quicker integration, more you know, once the software and the hardware is from the same manufacturer, so the quality as well as the drivers and so on, so it will be quite useful to have, you know, be updated all the time and be supported. And so hence the decision I made, and this is the unit that I purchased. So this is the PreSonus AudioBox 1818VSL. So it's got 8 inputs, where 2 of them, well, 8 of them could be microphones, so you can hook up 8 microphones. You can also have up to 2 instruments, so guitars, bass, plugs straight in with no DI box, and then you have another 6 of line inputs, so for keyboards and things. So it would be very useful for me to plug in 4 of them to use my keyboards, the PA 800, the Korg PA 800, synthesizers, and all the other keyboards that I have will actually go in there. One of the other things I like while we're at the front is the actual knobs. They feel really good. It's not smooth, it's got clicking action, so that clicking, you can adjust it nicely and balance it out, which is, I thought it was good. You have a headphone output obviously, and the main volume output as well, and some metering of the output levels. So that was it. And then when you turn sideways, I go, gee, that's pretty short. You know, most of the other units I've seen, they're like about that thick, but this one is sort of half the size, which was yeah, it takes less space, I guess. Not that don't have the space for it, but it's pretty good. Obviously you've got phantom power in it. There's lots of reviews about it, so I'm not going to burst too much about as reviewing it. And the other good thing is it has obviously 2 outputs as well as another 8 output, so I can hook up my main monitors to them, and then I can hook up maybe my other, you know, crappy monitors that I use to listen to for comparison. Maybe I'll be able to hook up a headphone amplifier if I need to into those things, which I do have one, in case there's more than one artist using it, if I'm recording someone else. MIDI output in and out, which is at this stage I'm not sure if I ever be using it, and the rest USB is all good. So I will hook this up, and we'll see how it sounds and how it matches with PreSonus Studio One. Okay, I have now set up my PreSonus AudioBox 1818VSL, which is temporarily sitting on my rack, and I have installed the driver software. I just actually went to the website. I didn't bother with the CD. Went to the website, downloaded their latest version and installed it, and pretty much straight away it had to restart. Pretty much straight away it did install, and now you can see some levels going up because I have connected my trusty Shure SM58 microphone into it, and I've got my monitors turned on, and I don't want to turn it too loud, but you'll be able to hear it from the speakers. So that's just using input number 2, and it's just going out to as to the headphones as well as the main output, which is now my monitors. So and a lot of things are possible. Just very quickly, you know, you can set two different effects which are directly controlled by that. So even without PreSonus Studio One coming in, you actually have those. I don't need a microphone. Well, you have those effects already in directly. So if you're recording a band or a vocalist and you want to give that vocalist some effects just to lighten up, just get them into the mood, some reverb, maybe a little bit of echo, you can actually set it up in the software, the driver software, which sits between the actual device and your recording DAW software, like in my case PreSonus Studio One, that without affecting the actual recording, you can add effects to the person, the vocalist, recording it. So it still records as flat signal, so you can manipulate it later on, add your own effects and then change it and so on. But while recording, you can still have some sort of an echo or reverb or any other effect, which includes a gate, a compression, as well as EQ, and 2 different types of effects that you can put in. So it's really good. So far I'm quite impressed. So I'll now cut off from the camera and we go on screen, and I'll go through some of the things that I've discovered in the last hour or so. Without even reading the manual, it was pretty much straightforward. So I'll go through that with you, no problem. Let's have a look briefly of the PreSonus AudioBox 1818VSL control software that controls the hardware. It's pretty straightforward. It's like a mixer, front end to your I guess recording software or DAW, in my case PreSonus Studio One. So this software sits and controls the inputs and the outputs of the audio between the actual device where I plug the microphone in and the software. So looking at what's available, we have all of the physical inputs, the analog inputs of input 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. And that's how many lines I have. And my microphone is currently connected to input 2. And that's what we're looking at. Obviously, you also have the SPDIF, left and right here. And also the return back from the DAW, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, and 8 as well coming back. So you can tell your recording software any output coming
you can direct it up to the 8 different outputs. Usually output 1 and 2 would be your main output, and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 you can actually control them to go to either different monitors or headphone amplifiers, and 7 and 8 would actually go usually to your phones, and 7 and 8. And this section here is your output section in dark gray. Well, you have FXA and FXB, so two separate different type of effects you can apply to what you're listening to. It's very useful if you're recording vocals, as I mentioned, to give them a little bit of reverb to make it sound more natural. If they want delay, you can give them delay and so on as they're recording their vocals. You can also obviously control the physical output 3 and 4, 5 and 6, and 7 and 8 being the combined headphone output as well. So output obviously 1 and 2 is your main. So at the moment, my microphone input, which I have selected here, as you can see, you can direct that to auxiliary 3. So as you can see, 3 and 4 now come up, or I can direct it maybe a little bit to 5 and 6, depend how we want, or I can direct them to the headphones 7 and 8, so my volume going down and going up. So that's how it's all controlled. So obviously, this is what's coming back to the headphones or the monitors. So what gets recorded is independent of it. So anything gets coming in is quite transparent. It will just go straight to your DAW. You can apply any volume changes here, which apart from sort of this volume here, that's your main listening volume there, as you can going down, so you can control what's coming to your monitors. But as you can see, when I bring it down, the volume is still up. That means your DAW is still getting that signal straight through from your microphone. So that's the difference, how it's all controlled. Now each channel has the fat channel, the PreSonus famous fat channel, and to be able to see the settings, you just click on fat channel and it brings up. So you have low cut or high pass filter where you can set the frequency and turn it on. You have a gate, which is quite useful, I guess, to control any noise, noise level, room noise, and so on, especially with microphones. You have a compressor you can apply, and as well as 3-band EQ, which is very useful. So you can actually control and change it. Now you can change, let's say if we turn on the filter and let's bring it up all the way. So as you can see, all my bass is gone because it's now up to 500 something hertz is a low frequency, so that gets it. Or turn it in phase and out of phase if you've got phase issues. The noise gate is another one. We can turn it on, and once we turn the threshold up, as you can see, that actually triggers the noise level. So as I start talking, you hear nothing because the gate is on. So noise gate, and then you have obviously a compressor. Let's bring down the threshold. Bring down the threshold. As you can see, it's really compressing now. You can obviously adjust the gains and attack and release and the ratio. So you can turn really high ratio, and that's turning compression on, or you can set it as a limiter as well. So it's pretty good, or auto attack and release. So listen and do it. So so that's a compressor, and you have the EQ, which you can have shelving or peak. So if it got, we turn it on, and we can adjust the bass, so my voice is getting bassy as a peak, or you can say do a shelving, which is pretty cool. Let's bring it down a bit, or you can cut the bass like that as well. And you can turn on the mids and make it sound really funny MIDI thing, and or you can cut the mid and out, and the same thing goes to the high end. So you can have a peak or a shelving, which is very handy. Get that syllabus on my SM58. That's a billion. Yeah, that's so good. So and so on. But the very good thing is, as with PreSonus, there's a lot of presets you can actually set. So you know, from bass to drums to guitars, horns and keyboards, as well as vocals. So you can just drag and say, I want that setting. So now it's set to whatever that male tree is. Or if you want, let's say, speech, and you can just drag it there, and now it's changed the setting to that. The other good thing is, let's say you like this setting, but you want the EQ of male 2. So you can just drag it to male 2. See how that changes to that color and so on. You can just EQ that, and everything else stays the same. You say, I like the compression for the female vocal 1, and that changes to that. So it's not just the whole fat channel. You can, you know, just select your presets that you like. And if you're happy, I guess you can click on the save and save that preset for your own liking. So that's pretty cool. And that's for each channel. And if we want to reset that, we can just go select reset and resets, I guess that. And as you can see, I'm just resetting one bit at a time, or I can just select the whole thing and reset it. But just saying it that way as well. So it's pretty cool. It's very, very handy. Let's say I was the vocalist and I want to have some reverb on my track without affecting the actual recording. So you'll still record as flat, direct, transparent to your DAW, but I want to listen to our effects. So let's click on the effects. Let's put some, you know, echo chamber into our FXB. And when I turn my FXB, now I have the effects. Bit lot. And so on. So you can actually have different effects to different channels, I guess. You know, if you've got background vocalist who only want reverb and not echo, and the other way around for the vocalist, you can give, you know, different effects for each one. Let's say if you want a large hall reverb, and let's add some reverb into here. So that's pretty cool. That's a large hall, and you can adjust that to the liking of the vocalist. Or if you like to change that into a theater, there we go. Change into a theater. And you still can adjust how you like it as well. Or if you want sort of a delay, and let's have a little bit more delay as well. And here we go. That's quite good. Very, very impressive. And just turn those things off. It's getting confusing. So yeah, it's very good, very intuitive. I did not have to open the manual to do anything, to learn anything. It was very straightforward, and you know, it just worked. You know, self tutoring, I guess. You know, it's pretty cool. And obviously, once you have a good setup for a session, the other good thing is you can just save that session to so that next time you're recording with the same band or the same singer or the same tracks or whatever you have set up, you can just recall that back and bang, and it's done. Let's say I wanted to have these settings. Let's say a little bit of reverb and echo, and I can. Where is it? You can add that, override. Yeah, let's just for testing purposes. And if we adjust the settings back to sort of like that, and so on, if we double click, or actually bring that like that, now we have it back. If you want to reset the scene, oops. microphone on. That's better. So, so you can play around with that. It's fantastic. I would highly recommend it. As far as audio interface, the PreSonus AudioBox 1818VSL. And I will give my feedback again on another video clip that I will make once I actually start recording my next song, to see how the quality of the sound from the keyboards and the guitars which I will put in, that will be recorded through it, and how different it will sound to my previous audio interface that I had. Hopefully this was informative enough for you and helpful enough. It was certainly good, very helpful, and I learned quite a lot in the last hour that I've been playing around with this thing. And if you have any questions, please do use the comment section below to ask your questions, and I'll be more than happy to answer if I can. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. That way you get always updated to what's happening in my arena. Until next time, thanks for watching.